Hello, dear Pisces. I am Jamie Dawn, your evolutionary revolutionary astrologer, bringing you your December 2021 horoscope. Now, we are kicking off the month with Moon and Mars canoodling in Scorpio. That's in your ninth house, and Neptune is now direct in your sign. So that places Neptune in your first house. If you have the sun, moon, or rising sign in Pisces, I'm placing that on that first house. So here we are talking truth. We are talking about knowledge, and we're teaching, we're learning, and maybe even connecting with people from other backgrounds, maybe traveling a little bit. These are the things that are energizing you. And most likely with the moon and Mars in that ninth house, you may be emotionally driven to learn about yourself or about others or particular subject matter that it has some transformational qualities to it. There could be some truth here. The ninth house is about the air quote, the God or the belief that we hold in, let's say, a higher wisdom. And so with this beautiful complement from the ninth to the first house, because you Pisces are traditionally ruled by Jupiter, just like Sagittarius is, which in the zodiac, I won't go too deep, but in the zodiac, that ninth house represents. But here in this ninth house, what we're looking at are ways in which you can deeply transform, find some emotional connection, maybe with those who are in foreign countries or different backgrounds, different mindsets, something that allows you to expand your mind. Now, the other thing I would say is that with this trine happening, it could be an easy emotional trigger here with Mars and the moon, and something isn't quite what it appears to be. Maybe a new revelation happens, maybe something that you thought was true. Now with Neptune direct in your sign, it's now like the illusion is coming off of you. And this is a great setup so that when the new moon eclipse, which is the last one in Sagittarius Gemini pairing that's happening, because we're going to move into the Taurus and Scorpio eclipse season after this. But if you think back to May, June of 2020 until now, and some of the common themes that were coming up for you, maybe it was around the belief systems, but that's what helped drive you into how you show up in the world. Maybe you were on hold waiting to expand your gifts and be an expert and teach others about all the things that you know and that you do really well. Maybe you've been forced because of COVID to pause on the traveling. Well, with this new moon eclipse, you can start having more faith and optimism, especially if one of your roles in life is to maybe teach or to talk or present in some way. You may not have been able to travel to do it, or you may have had to be innovative, like all of us, when it comes to, say, online teaching or connecting with others. Well, this new moon eclipse could have you planning for ways in which you can start to get back into the in-person things, as well as set you up as an expert for what you've learned over the last 18 months with this Gemini Sagittarius energy, all the COVID things, the way you've had to reinvent, maybe the way in which you do things, as well as what you truly believe now about a subject matter or about yourself or about the world and how we can relate. This also has a good indication, Pisces, that some of you are going to be given certain experiences that allow you to be seen in the public. And this is going to give you a nice I'll say foundation or push into the future. There should be some real hope and optimism here that comes forward. We also have Venus in Capricorn now, and she's staying in Capricorn for the entire month of December and most of January because she goes into a retrograde pattern and on the 19th. This is going to be in your 11th house. Now, Pluto's been in Capricorn for quite some time, so that doesn't necessarily feel unusual, and it makes a natural sextile to your first house or your sun, moon, or rising sign in Pisces. So what you may be working with is deep transformation and deep healing and deep work with your relationships, with your finances, maybe with the friendships, the social circles, being forced to reinvent yourself. And now that Venus is sitting here, she may easily attract you some new friendships or new ways in which you relate to your friends or your social circle. This can also be a good indication where you find true power in numbers. So if you're looking for support, use the Venus Pluto energy this month to do that. While she's direct, she's in shadow, but while she's direct, really use it as a chance to let your friends or your groups lean in on you, or you may be called to lean in on someone who you care about, or you may be invited and attracting opportunities to be of greater service to the greater whole. Nothing I think you aren't familiar with. There's also indication here that you may be asked to offer your gifts, your creative flair, the way in which you can be so compassionate and so intuitive, and you can offer that to others so that they can feel like they're all building towards a common vision, a common goal. This can also be a time where you, Pisces, take some time out to say, look at all that I've accomplished with the help of my friends and with, life in general. And now how do I move forward? Some of you may have dealt with some personal pain. Maybe you've been forced to transform a particular area of your life that you just weren't wanting to transform. You didn't see it coming, whatever that may be. And if so, use this Venus-Pluto time to find the power within yourself for forgiveness, for healing, for love, for joy, and then a way in order to navigate that with those who you care about. Because remember, you can't sabotage something that wants to live. And you also have to keep in mind that when the subject matter is not as important as the relationship, so Venus here is going to say, is the relationship worth building? Is it worth saving? Is it worth allowing yourself to go really into the depths, that's the Pluto, of the heart of the matter and do that profound healing because it matters. And with Venus and Pluto in the 11th house here, you can find the resources and the support that you need in order to achieve whatever vision, whatever goal you really have in your life. This is not a time to hide. This is a time to connect and be vulnerable with those that you trust and feel safe with. December 13th, Mars moves into Sagittarius, further activating that 10th house. Mercury enters Capricorn in the 11th. You may be taking on some serious conversations with your friends, your family, with those that you consider to be like-minded, and taking on a particular idea or project in a very serious manner. And I feel like that is going to give you an extra boost towards your greater goals. It also, with Mars and Sagittarius, it's going to drive you to focus on your career, your reputation, and maybe even getting yourself out there in a bigger way. December 19th, Venus retrogrades, and there's a full moon in Sagittarius. So that Venus retrograde is going to be hitting that 11th house, as I've talked about already. This full moon is your 10th and 4th house. So your public and private life are going to have this ping pong, if you will, or bungee cord feeling for just a little bit. And maybe it's where you actually release something out into the public, something you've been working on behind the scenes, or maybe you've been talking it up and now comes the big push, especially right before the holidays, really kick in. And you may find that with Venus here, even though she's retrograde, she can bring in past sales, past financial abundance, past opportunities that maybe you thought weren't there. It could also be, I will speak directly about relationships now, single Pisces. This could bring somebody from your past who was a friend maybe that now says, I'd want to be more than friends. Or it can also be that friends set you up and now you're more than ready to connect with that person. Venus retrograde is not the best time to start a new relationship romantically, but it's perfectly fine to enjoy the process of getting to know somebody, or just have some of those deeper healing conversations that say, I'm not quite ready yet. Be patient with me. Give me another few weeks or months, and then I'll be ready to engage in a deeper relationship here. So hopefully it won't be too heavy, but with Capricorn energy, it has a tendency to be a little heavier or more serious. But what you may do is find that your social circle or your friends, if they are changing a little bit, you draw in some more mature, not necessarily older, but it could be older people into your life that can actually benefit you and give you the opportunities you need in order to express yourself in your own way. The sun moves into Capricorn at the winter solstice on December 21st, further emphasizing this 11th house. Then Venus is retrograde and canoodling with Pluto once again in the 11th house. So if you haven't had a chance to revisit some deeper issues or relationships, friendships, things like that, this will give you a chance to do that once again. The other thing too, bonded Pisces, you can use this month to be able to heal up any sort of rift, whether it's family, friends, beloveds, and just give yourself permission to bond that much deeper, to build more trust, to build more safety within yourself first, and then also with your partner. December 29th, Jupiter, our planet of expansion, luck, good fortune, re-enters your sign. So you had a little taste of it back in May, June, before Jupiter retrograded and went back into Aquarius at the end of July. So now you can start to feel that hope and optimism again. You can become very blessed with whatever you put out there for your own way and whatever you choose to take on first. Just do watch when Jupiter is in your sign, it has a tendency to expand a lot of things. So it could be ego, it could be the waistline, it could be, just an overinflation of ideas and imagination. And we need to keep both feet on the ground. I think the biggest thing here, Pisces, is that the month of December is going to invite you, especially with Venus and Pluto, to stay in your body. And that's going to be really important for manifesting. And all of these things that you're working with in the month of December are going to continue to bless you if you take on that believe it, then see it. How do I manifest it? And how do I stay true to me? And Pisces, you're a great healer. You're so compassionate. You're a sponge. You're empathetic, and you take on everything for everybody. Here's your practice, especially with Venus and Pluto, because the shadow side of Pluto and Venus is jealousy and fear. And if you combine those two, and that's what you feed, it's going to make you want to escape. And it could also create your imagination to take off into places it doesn't need to go. So present moment awareness, staying in the body, will help you show up fully present for whatever shows up. But the month of December should offer you quite a bit of blessings if you're willing just to keep doing what you can do really well, which is go with the flow and find ways to be of great service. You'll find too that the universe is going to bring your friends, your groups, those that you really care about to you to also be of great service to you. So you'll find others will give as much as you've been given. Just be open to receive. Not always easy for overgivers. So do watch out for that. All right, Pisces, I really hope that this helps. Please like, subscribe, share, comment, and come find me at jamiedawn.com. Have such a great month.